Hi everyone, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad to have you here, and I certainly appreciate all of my new subscribers. Oh my gosh, my channel has grown over the last few days or even a couple of weeks. So I certainly appreciate you so much. Okay, well today it's going to be like a mixed media day, I suppose. I really didn't know what to work on. Didn't really feel all that inspired. I don't know why. But let's see if we can inspire one another. How about that? Okay, so just for your information, this is an old page from a book. And just to show you, this is usually a book I use to glue on. Okay, this is a fairly old book. I'm not really sure what the age is of it, because by now those pages have all been torn off or used. Okay, and you're probably wondering now, how did I get these spritzy designs on here? Well, I used the Distress Oxide sprays in Tattered Rose, Bundled Sage, and in Spiced Marmalade. These are great if you've never used them before. It's not like actual paint or anything. It's like a dye, I guess. And yeah, that's what it is. It's a pigment dye. And all you have to do, and I'll just kind of, you may not be able to see this one go on as well because it's a very light rose color. Almost like a mauve, I guess you'd say. So all you want to do is just do light spritzes of this. You may not even be able to see it. Maybe you can see it there. Maybe you can see it a little bit there, there, there. Okay, and then what I want to do then is make sure this kind of dries here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pat this with my paper towel. Anytime you use the Distress Oxides and the sprays, you want to cover your desk or wherever you happen to be working. Otherwise, you're going to have a mess. I found that out the hard way when I first started using these. My other keyboard got saturated with spray, so that was not too cool, and it's kind of hard to get off of there. I mean, like, I don't know, if I were working with these, such I am today, you know, when you are working with something like this, you don't want to, like, wear your favorite top or something like that. You might even consider putting on an apron or something. Today I have something sort of old on, so I don't mind spraying and spritzing. So if a little bit gets on my clothing, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it so much. And I think it will come out, basically, depending on how saturated it is, or if you let it dry or something. Oh no, I'm going to have an avalanche over here. I would show you my desk and the contents on my desk, but if I showed it to you, you might be totally scared. It is quite a mess. Okay, now that I think that this might be thoroughly dry, or somewhat dry anyway, I'll just show you that this didn't really soak to the other side. It might be, it's just lightly damp because I did just get done spraying that. Okay, so for the other spots, I went ahead and got out my little dryer and I dried it then. Okay, so what I thought we would do today is use these particular stamps on this thing here. I found this actually at a flea market. At my flea market. Yes, it's mine. No, not really. But at a flea market. And I'm just going to go ahead and tear this so it makes it a lot easier to get in and out. I've not actually used these particular stamps before. But it's from Stampers Anonymous. It is, so if you're interested, it's stampersanonymous.com. And there's their phone number if you want to call them. So anyway, thought I'd use this ginormous stamp right here. And I don't know that I have anything big enough to really, I'm not going to really worry about it too much. I just want to make sure that I got it right side up. Ha! So anyway, so to use this, I'm using the StazOn brand of the Jet Black. This works really well, I think, because if you're going to use any kind of mixed media where your paper is going to get saturated or whatever, you'll want to use something like this, and it won't naturally get all saturated on there. What I mean is it won't run, basically. Oh my goodness. I need to find my words today. Where are my words? Where's my head? I don't know. So anyway, now that I have that just where I like it, then I'm just going to stamp it right there in the middle. I'm not looking for perfection at this point, and it may even be a little bit not so clear. But that's all right. We're not looking for clear, perfect images today, or at this moment. Oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, so I think what else I'm going to do is I'm going to use this thingamabob here, and I'm not really sure what this says, but sure, it's all having to do with sewing. Today's date is the 24th of February. I have done another video, but I will not show that one until the 1st of March. I got that upside down, didn't I? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't really say on the other side how, well, okay, so that's how it goes that way. It doesn't matter, like I said. We're just kind of making an interesting background here. Now that I know that I got that first one upside down. Duh. All right, well, that doesn't look too terribly bad, does it? I'm trying to make this page look even older than what it is. If that kind of gives you some idea there what I'm trying to do. Well, doesn't matter which way these scissors go. I don't know. I'm just gonna put them down and hope for the best. Whoops. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and do another image here. I think it matters which way I do it. There. That's kind of cool. Like I said, I've never really, I probably didn't say this, but I'm saying it now. I have not really worked on old book pages before. I've used them for different things, but I've not ever really just stamped on them or anything like that. So this is actually my first time actually stamping on them. When you're working with your, if you're not familiar with StazOn, yeah, this comes with like an inner plastic thing right here, and you're going to want to keep that on there. If you don't, it will dry out. So there you go. So anyway, this is kind of basically, it's still getting more and more dry here. It says, if the lady that receives this card will buy Clark's ONT spool cotton, she will get the best thread for hand and machine sewing. It is wound on white spools. And it says the above label is on the bottom of every spool. That's very interesting. Okay, so what else would make this look really super old? I'm trying to think what would make it look really old. Now this is where I get into the I don't knows and the what fors and the I don't know. You know, just I have no idea what I'm doing today. This is Distress Crayon and a peeled paint. This might kind of look like that color, I don't know. Ew. I'm just gonna go ahead and... Doesn't really smear very well, does it? Nope, it doesn't. Sort of does and it sort of doesn't. Ew. Not sure if I'm in the spot or not. And then the Distress Crayons are by Tim Holtz, if you're not familiar with that, so I'm just letting you know. This one is called Rusty Hinge, and it certainly looks like a rusty hinge as well. Now, if you really want something that smears beautifully, I think, probably. I've not ever used them, but they're called, are they called Gelatos or something like that? I don't know. I think it's called that. I'm not talking about the ice cream that you buy in the store. I'm not talking about that. Anyway, I'm just trying to make this look really old. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do with that. And now, let's see. I'll put this back. I'm not going to necessarily clean up my stamps right now. Okay, I'm going to pause you for just a moment. All right, I'm back. So I have some really old paper. This is probably from 1926. And I'm just going to lightly spritz this as well. So if you don't know, and if you're not, I probably talked about this on my other channel that I'm not currently updating right now. But I had gone to a flea market, and somebody, I guess, was just getting rid of a bunch of old letters that someone just obviously didn't need anymore. And so my husband was the one that told me about this, and he said, yeah, they're selling the whole lot for, you know, X number of dollars. It wasn't really that much at all. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, let me check it out. You really couldn't look at all what was in the box or anything. It came in a wooden box. It is all wrapped in saran wrap. So it was hard to tell by that point, you know, what in the world would be in that box. So when I got home with it and everything, I found like old letters. I found like really old postage. And whoever is the person that owns that particular flea market, I could tell that he had gone through some of those old letters and everything and was taking a lot of the postage off. So, so some letters were without postage altogether. But these were some that I found. That just kind of gives you an idea of what I found. So like this one here is dated 1925. And it's hard to see when this one was dated. That one doesn't have a date. This one says 1939. This one says 1930. And then I do know that this letter was from 1925 because back then people wrote in a lot of pencil. So basically the letters and everything that I found were dated all the way from even 1923 all the way up to the 1980s. So it's pretty, I think it was pretty historical find, actually. I'm just showing you different things of what, this is just a very small amount of what I found. And it wasn't just bits and pieces of letters. You're probably thinking, well, you're just showing me bits and pieces. Where are the real letters and everything? Let me, I don't want to reach back there. So I keep everything in this, in just Ziploc bags, really. And, let's see, trying to, like, you'll find really old, you know, envelopes. And really old, let's see when this was pinned here. Looks like 1940. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to use all this stuff, but I'm going to use a little bit of it. To me, it's such a treasure because I used to write. I used to have a lot of pen pals when I was young. I started at age 16, and I kept writing up until age 21, just before I got married. So now I want to go ahead and add a little bit of something to that. And you're probably thinking, oh no, don't tear that up. Well, I'm going to. It's all part of what I want to, you know, do with. I know it already looks old. But why not add a little bit of Distress Oxide to it? Makes it look even older. I'm not sure how well that'll take that oxide, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. So anyway, the reason why I brought out a lot of those things is because at some point on my blog, I will be, now that it takes me a little while to figure out how to make links to things. But anyway, I'm going to use this to kind of, well, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this to dab this. But I thought I would upload some of the old ephemera. And ephemera just means like old, just old things. And so if you're a person that makes like mixed media things like this to put in journals, or if you're someone like me who makes greeting cards, you can use them for greeting card backgrounds. So basically what you would do, I'd be scanning them, and what you would do is just download those and use them, you know, print them out. But just don't sell my digital files or anything like that. So they're not up for sale or anything. I thought about that, and I thought, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've thought about doing another Etsy shop. I've thought about just different things. So I'm just kind of lightly fanning this a little bit. So it didn't really add too much oldness to it or anything like that. But I am going to tear this down again. And I'm just going to... You're probably thinking, why are you tearing that up? Well, at this point, I really don't know why. I'm just, you know, have you ever been in one of those moods that you know you want to create something, but you just don't know what? And that's the kind of mood I'm in right now. Just one of those types of things. Trying to get an idea of what the time is. Oh my heavens. Okay. So anyway, as you can see, the Tattered Rose pretty much is almost the same color as that paper. But that's all right. I kind of added a little bit of, I don't know what to it, just something. Now I'm going to want to be extremely careful when I use this glue stick, because, you know, when you're using glue sticks, they tend to tear the paper if you're not careful. I've learned this the hard way as well. Especially when you're working with really delicate, very old paper. And for something like this, I do like to use a glue stick. Oh my gosh, it just, everything wants to stick to me though. Yes. So now, yeah, I'm just gonna put this here and there. Somebody named Fred. Yep, somebody named Fred. Who is this mysterious Fred person? I don't know. He was somebody, that's for sure. I always liked, as I look through each of the letters and everything, I try to imagine in my mind what the family was like. And the original people that got the letters. Can you imagine that for a minute? I mean, it's so amazing to me that letters like this would still be in existence. I would think that some people who are maybe going through, maybe getting ready to have an estate sale or something like that, would have looked at these ordinary box of letters and would have said, oh my goodness, these are grandma's letters, or this is whatever, you know, and they might get rid of them or something. But I think it's really cool that they had the foresight to keep the letters. And then they ended up in cellophane bags and in my drawer. But anyway, I digress. But still in all, it's just, I'm just kind of building, this is kind of like a base, and I'm just sort of building an ephemera base to use. So what I want to do is, I want to get out, oh, I hope it's nearby. Ah, it's not nearby? Oh my gosh, really? You mean to tell me I have to, okay. Ah, hate when things are not nearby. Well, what it was, I had something piled on top of the other thing, so. Anyway. So now I'm going to use Vintage Photo Distress ink, and this is an ink pad, obviously. But there might be some of you that are watching my channel, they're going, well, really, who cares about this stuff? Well, if you are into making journals, you might find this interesting. If you don't, then you may not want to watch this, you know, this video. Some people might want to know. That's all right. You're welcome to stay and watch if you want to. Or if you just need someone on the other end of that screen to talk and work on something while you're working on something totally different, then that's okay too. You don't have to follow along with what I'm doing. You might be working on something totally different. You know, sometimes that's what I do, is when I'm working at something on my desk, I'll just find a crafter that I enjoy listening to, and I won't necessarily be watching what this person is doing, but instead I'll be working on something I'm working on, like a greeting card, or I could just be writing something down in my journal or whatever. I don't necessarily have to watch. So yeah, this is just, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with these particular brushes. To me, they remind me of makeup brushes, you know, real fine kind of a makeup brush. I wanted to do this earlier and I forgot to do this. There's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. And to some, this might look like a mess. And maybe it is. But it's I know. It's whatever you want it to be. It's just kind of hard for me to get started because didn't really get the best sleep in the world. I was sleeping great, and then I got awakened, and sometimes our dog will come into the bedroom and wake us up, you know. Or sometimes it could be something totally different, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Oh. And so the rest of the day, I just kind of wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to take a really large nap. I didn't want to, but all I could think of was I need to update my videos. Yes, that's what I need to do. And I have been working on other things in the process. Like I told you, I worked on another video, but that won't go live until well, it won't be uploaded until I'm going to schedule it for March 1st. Okay, so anyway, so I got that going so far, and I really want to use these other, I should do these other pieces too, shouldn't I? Yes, yes, you should. These really make no rhyme or reason either. I just think it's neat to use things that you wouldn't ordinarily use. If you're wondering what kind of glue stick I'm using, it's Aleene's industrial strength glue stick. Ooh, it's industrial strength. That's what it is. Let's put this one down here, since it's a corner piece. And now I want this thing again. So for those of you that I haven't lost because I'm too boring or whatever, then thank you for staying and watching. If you're curious as how this is going to turn out, then you're more than welcome to stay. Vintage Photo just adds that extra, I don't know, what would you call it? Flair? No. I don't know, an extra step in making things look really old, almost tattered looking. Okay, so I think I got that to where I want to use it there. Oh my goodness. Ew. Well, that's kind of an older stamp anyway. So now, what do you think would look good on this? Well, I think maybe some more Tim Holtz things would look good. Well, I know that wasn't Tim Holtz, but it was and it wasn't. I've got like 5 bags of those letters in there. So if you're interested in possibly having digitals made with these old pieces of letters and postage, let me know in the comments below. Because there's a lot more there than meets the eye, believe it or not. Lots more, lots more, lots more. So I think what I want to do is I want to add, oh my goodness, let me just keep rummaging around in here. I'm sorry that I can't just, well, I just dropped something. That's nice too, isn't it? It's always good to drop stuff on the floor, and I don't know what that is. Well, I'm not going to try to pick it up right now. So we might use a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. So, if you're still with me, oh my goodness. Wow, time flies, doesn't it? Hang on. I thought there was some way that I could do this to where I could speed things up a little bit. Fast forward or whatever. I haven't quite got to that point yet, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out my new phone. Well, right now we're sitting at 31 minutes. And I am just going to quickly find something that we can use maybe. Ooh, that's kind of cool. So let me try to figure out what I'm going to use so we don't take up much more time here. All right, I'm back. I'm kind of already thinking of what I'm going to use. But let me know in the comments below if you would like for me to scan this page once I'm finished. And then you can use it for something you would like to use in a junk journal or whatever. Alrighty, I think I've already figured out what I'm going to use. So we're just going to go ahead and go with this, I think. Actually, I wouldn't have to start that so low, would I? I don't know, does it look better there, or does it look better down here? Maybe just down there, maybe. You think? You think? I don't know. You know, this is still kind of damp. It might take a while to dry since it's a really old piece of paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this going. And I haven't forgotten about the Skinny Mini journal that I started. So I just want to let you know that I've not forgotten. Oh my goodness, really? I haven't forgotten that one. So I'm just letting you know I haven't forgotten because I've had a request that they want to see how that goes. I don't blame you because I want to see too how it goes, how it turns out. This is somewhat very sticky here. I like this butterfly, so we're going to go ahead and, since he's already been in the glue, isn't that just the way it is with butterflies? Well, and bugs in general. Some bugs just love getting into glue or paint. You know, when you're working outside or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to put that right there. Probably should use this instead because my fingers are getting full of glue. Oh, it's industrial strength, all right. There we go. And then I will take a little bit of time to put that up later, but I'm not going to waste the video on doing just that, you know. I mean, how boring is that? So now this is, for those of you who don't know what this is just a Tim Holtz. These aren't real tickets by any means, but they were probably real at one time. So I'm just going to pick something right here. Darn, wouldn't you know that would not tear off right. Ah. Oh my goodness, and now my fingers are sticky. That is not good. No, well, I don't need everything to stick to stuff, do I? Nope, I don't. So I'm just going to put that right there. Or should I put it? Either way, I think I'd rather have those numbers up, or should I do it like that? Maybe like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put glue on the back of that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video because it's just kind of getting long until I figure out a way to fast forward through some of this deciding factor or whatever I'm doing. Then I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm sorry it's taken me a little while to get back with you all again. Sometimes I just go through times where I'm busy with other things. Busy with work or just busy in general. Well, that's got a lot of glue on it, that's for sure. Okay, well, if you're interested in possibly getting this in a download, I might even add a few more things to this. Not sure, but I might. If you would be interested, just let me know in a comment. And please give me a thumbs up. And I hope that you will let your friends know about this channel. And I hope you're just a little bit inspired by what I work on. I may not be perfect always, and I have no really any not really sure how I'll be using this. I mean, this could be a page and a journal, or it could be a front of a journal. I haven't decided yet. But I guess that's just what happens when you're the creator. You can do what you want to do. But anyway, thank you so much, and here's my heart. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back real soon, and I will have more videos to upload too. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.